Hey guys, it's Saturday and we had a pretty Epicurean day today, meaning we had a lot of really good food. I feel pretty good. I'm dressed up, so I look decent. I thought I'd make another update. So I'll talk about getting hand bike and my experiences with that, some eminent steps in independence. Char's going back to work, and the hot date I had with her at Chez Panisse today, which was pretty amazing. Um, so, I spent the last maybe week and a half testing out the Dragonfly, Firefly, um, Rio Mobility Dragonfly hand cycle attachment for the wheelchair. I'll have a full review of it in a separate video, but overall, it's been actually pretty disappointing. It was awesome experience I had for the first time I rode it, and then it broke. And then the next day we tried to ride it with the goal of going further than the first day, and we didn't even go more than maybe half a mile before it broke again. And then the third day I wanted to go out with it with my boys, and it broke yet again. Uh, First time the chain fell off. The second time there's this big wide nut that holds everything together. Just keeps coming loose and popping off its treads. I don't know if it's maybe improperly assembled in terms of my case, or maybe I'm just too big. Maybe the bike's not designed for somebody as big as me. So I actually just yesterday bought a purpose-built hand cycle on eBay. I actually tested it out today. We went up to Berkeley, and we went to a place called Borp, and it's a phenomenal place with just amazing people and hundreds of hand cycles. We rolled in there with the Rio Mobility Dragonfly. Immediately, I was met with two guys who just were aching to help me, I guess. I mentioned that this Dragonfly was broken and I couldn't get it to work. One guy, immediately got to work on that. And then Greg, who I think is the main guy over there, he actually helped me buy my new hand cycle on eBay. I called him up and I asked him if it was a good deal. He said it was, so I bought it. And then I went up to Borp also to test it out because he had the same exact model there. So I went with Greg, and we got into the XLT hand cycle. I have to say I was pretty happy with myself. The hand cycle was relatively low, so it was challenging transfer, but it turned out to be okay. Needed some help from Shara getting out, but other than that, it worked out great. It's very different than the Rio. It's obviously something built for going faster, longer distances. The turning radius kind of sucks, which was the only thing that I say was a negative, but it seemed like it was definitely solidly built. I don't expect it to break under the forces I put into it, and we'll see. So I'll definitely have a full review of that hand cycle once I get it. It's up in Washington State, so they have to ship it. So definitely getting into hand cycling. It's a lot of fun. It gives me a sense of freedom, just being able to go out. And right now with my shoulder, it's difficult for me to push my wheelchair for longer than a couple of blocks. With this hand cycle, I can go for miles. So if I have an aching need to go to Home Depot and Shara isn't there, I could just hop on a hand cycle and go there. Which brings me to my next point, which is I am on the cusp of being all alone. I have spent every single day since the hospital with somebody in the house just in case. I haven't had any. I've had, I guess, one kind of close call in the bathroom, but other than that, I haven't had any need to um, uh, really call for help. So hopefully that continues. Fingers crossed. Shara needs to go back to work, and I need to learn to be independent. So we're gonna transition slowly. She has 2 days next week, and then the following week she goes pretty much full time. I'll be all alone over here. So, if you want to visit, actually, now is probably a better time since I'll be all home alone and looking for people to talk to. So, if you want to visit for lunch or something, after next week, it'll be a great time. So that's going to be a nice big step. And we kind of I guess, celebrated it by going to Chez Panisse. Since our little honeymoon together, being off from work and just spending every day together is coming to an end, we decided to go to Berkeley because of this Borp thing. The hand cycle that I bought yesterday. Borp actually is closing down for 3 months. I guess it's a very Berkeley thing. You have these awesome co-op services that are free in many ways and supported by volunteers. But they run on their own schedule, and it kind of makes sense. In the winter it rains and it's cold. So it's closing down for 3 months. So we decided to go to Berkeley, and I was just trying to think of where to go for lunch, and for some reason Chez Panisse jumped into my head. And believe it or not, we literally got the whole restaurant to ourselves. Chez Panisse is, I'd say, probably the most famous Berkeley restaurant, and it definitely pioneered a lot of California cuisine. It's split into 2 different restaurants actually. You have the cafe upstairs, which is you pick off a menu. It's usually a little bit cheaper than the full-on restaurant with the prefix menu. That one is downstairs and it's closed for lunch. So I called Chez Panisse today, and of course they were booked. I asked if they had any openings, and they said absolutely not. They said they book a month in advance, and it's actually really difficult to get a reservation. And then I just asked if they were wheelchair accessible. So, if I go through the pain of making a reservation, will I be able to actually eat there? And she said, yes, absolutely. We'll be able to seat you downstairs. And I said, well, you might have a table available today then. And indeed they did. So we ended up eating downstairs. It was completely empty. It was just us, which was awesome. And then we were right next to the kitchen where they were prepping all this stuff for dinner, actually. And that smelled amazing. And we had an amazing lunch at Chez Panisse. We started with some oysters. I had some delicious chanterelle mushrooms over, it was like a deep fried polenta. It was really good. Shara had some, not quail. What was it that you had, babe? Squab. Yeah, a little tiny bird that was just delicious. Very, very good lunch. And we literally had the whole floor to ourselves. So we spent a wonderful lunch there. We followed that up with a little visit to Borp, and then I went to Berkeley Bowl, which is my favorite place to shop in Berkeley. We went to Berkeley Bowl West, which is the new, and it's huge, I guess, improved Berkeley Bowl. Definitely improved. The lines were super short, and they had just an amazing variety of fruit and vegetables. We bought a ton of mandarins, satsumas, page, all kinds, delicious. And we actually bought some Chilean sea bass to follow up our little Chez Panisse Epicurean excursion. So I seared up some Chilean sea bass for dinner with some Russian fingerling potatoes and nice butter lettuce to match. So we had a delicious dinner. We had some desserts from Berkeley Bowl and finished the evening with big smiles on our faces. So yeah, everything is going well. I have this transition to independence coming up. It's scary and exciting at the same time. I'm looking forward to feeling independent and getting things done myself. So I'll keep you posted on how that's going. So hopefully all is going well with you. And I'll have some reviews on the hand cycle. I still have some videos I've been working on a standing wheelchair. All that stuff is coming up. It just takes a little bit more work because I want to make them more useful than just these update videos, which I don't even cut. So yeah, happy holidays. Hopefully you guys are enjoying them as much as we are. And talk to you later.